What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. We got a lot of Bachelor Nation news this week. Kevin and Astrid just had a baby. Congrats to them. We're also going to give you our little breakdown on what happened this week in Michelle's episode. We got 4 guys left. Clickbait of the week. It's Thanksgiving. What are we thankful for? And our special guest, Brendan, is on.
Do not disrespect him like that.
What do you mean?
His name is Brandon.
Brandon is on.
I thought that was his accent. I'm like, wait.
All right, Brandon is on. I knew that. He is, Michelle, I believe, have like some real chemistry. So I'm excited to talk to him. He makes it to hometown. So Brandon, all right. Okay, so how we feeling today, everyone?
We're color coordinating. Look, we're color coordinating.
Oh, yeah.
We all are.
We are 3 shades of gray right now.
I'm actually olive green.
Oh, you look
wait,
great.
I thought
Okay.
Natasha was green, too.
Do you not have on a
Christmas
gray
sweater.
shirt, Joe?
I have a gray shirt underneath the green, the olive green.
Gotcha. Well, this is, okay, this is grayish green. We are coordinated. That's we in sync. We are in sync. We are hashtag Lance Bask.
Natasha, you're back. There was some
You feeling better?
shit talking in the comments that you weren't there. Like, where'd Natasha go?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was sick. I'm still getting over it, but I feel a lot better. It is, I talked about it on my story. It is not COVID. It is not the flu. It is some bug that is going around that is awful. I mean, felt like a knot with such a sore throat. So, yeah.
You sound good.
I had no energy. I would have been on this podcast like, hey guys, how y'all doing?
Well, you look good. Yeah, you look good too.
I can't breathe. I'll be back. So I decided to spare the listener. Sorry, guys, but I'm back. Yay! I missed you guys.
All right. Well, we miss you too. So let's get into this. Kevin and Astrid welcomed their first child.
Little paradise baby.
They're in Toronto, so I'm right here. I could have
Delivered
Been
it.
in the hospital room?
Could've delivered the baby,
I don't know
Joe.
where I'm going with that. But, something I did notice though, they're not posting the baby's face.
I saw that. I wonder if they're going to keep that going and not show him.
Well, yeah.
My brother has 3 kids, and their first baby, they did not show her face on Instagram until she's about 1, I think. And she was very, very, I mean, I'm biased, but she had a very pretty face. But I think it was just the new thing of it all. And you just I don't think want people to judge what your baby looks like, right? I think that was
it's like
their
a looks
reasoning.
thing or like a privacy
I think it's a little
maybe?
bit. I think it's a little bit of both. I will cut somebody if they said something about my baby in a comment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Especially
so-
a newborn and their looks. Like they all kind
exactly.
of look like baby
the
aliens.
same.
That's
They
just
all
how
look
it
the
is.
same. Yeah, they all pretty much look the same when they're just fresh. So I get that. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have. I mean, just a gorgeous baby. They're both 2 very, very attractive people.
Yeah,
The pictures are sweet, too.
I could deal with like people talking shit about me, but if I had a baby, I wouldn't. That would really bother me,
I can't imagine.
Maybe. Yeah,
I can't imagine. I know, like, Jade and Tanner show their kids. This is just one example, but people want to send parenting advice and, like, their judgments and opinions to all these parents that show their kids and, have their kids on their social media, and it's freaking nuts. Like, people are telling Jade that her kids, like, had developmental delays and stuff like that because they weren't talking or, like, walking as much, and it's just like, my God, I can't imagine putting a baby in the mix of mean people.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That is crazy. You put yourself out there on the internet and it's like your kids necessarily don't do that, right? Like they don't give permission to be on the internet, if that makes sense. So whatever parents decide to do, whether they put them on and they can handle it or they don't, power to them. But I definitely see why they aren't, if that makes sense for now. Yeah.
Well, on a positive note, they did just have a baby, so that is.
So
I mean,
exciting.
they are a true successful couple out of.
Oh yeah,
Bachelor
you were
Paradise.
there too with them, Joe.
Yeah, we were both there.
Yeah.
Are you
that
friends
was
with
from-
Astrid?
That was
I haven't talked to her or seen her in forever. I mean, I guess when COVID and everything hit, did she move during COVID or before COVID? to Toronto?
I think before. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty quickly after Paradise, she moved to Toronto because Kevin's a fireman in Toronto.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were close on Paradise, but I haven't.
Are you guys friends, Joe?
forever.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I would say we're friends.
And they were on your season.
It was funny because they were on my season. But she actually DM'd me when I posted a photo of Serena and I at the Toronto Maple Leafs game, and then I looked. I'm like, oh my God, you just had a baby. So she's like, Toronto, they got you, huh? I love it here. It's actually great. It's a great city.
Oh
Yeah, I know she loves it too.
I heard about I saw your story about the traffic though.
Traffic's brutal.
It was hilarious.
But that's every big city.
Yep, that's every big city. You're right. I mean, New York, everywhere. It's like, what can you do? You can't do anything about it. But yeah, we are so happy for them. And also, this, I want to point out, I talk about my fertility journey on my Instagram a lot. And it's something that a lot of people are doing and talking about more. And this was a product of IVF.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so I'm really happy for them, and I'm glad that everything went well in that space, and people are talking about it more, and
Wait,
and that was
what
a process too. They did IVF, like a
What is that
fertility
exactly?
treatment.
Okay, so that's
In vitro.
got it.
yeah,
Okay.
it's when you basically.
But it's like a 2-year process. I feel like they had been trying for a while because they knew their wedding was going to be postponed. They were already engaged. They were like, we want to have babies, and I feel like it was a few-year process for her to get pregnant through IVF.
Yeah,
That's
you
really
don't
cool.
necessarily have to
IVF baby.
have the sex to have
The baby.
So it's like a surgery, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
they
Well,
put the embryo. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's really a whole thing. But
Oh yeah, you had your eggs frozen too, right, Natasha?
Yeah. And I mean, guys, any of our listeners, I definitely highly recommend you go get your numbers checked. I say it all the time because it's very important, especially if you're in your 30s.
It can
There's a lot
change
of
fast
signs out
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
that's good. Good to know. All right. Well,
Yes.
happy for everyone involved.
We
in
love a
this.
bachelor baby.
Bachelor
Yes.
baby. Okay, so now we're gonna go to
I wonder who's next.
the next.
Raven and
clickbait.
Adam will have theirs in January. Oh, yes. But then after that, who's going to make the next baby?
We'll see.
Maybe somebody
see.
on the podcast.
All right, we'll see. But okay, so the next breakdown article we have
We're on.
Katie Thurston. She's doing like 12 days to Christmas. Taylor Swift,
12 days of messy.
She mentioned that there is somebody
Is it
from
over yet? It's not over
No,
yet.
no, she's got a few more days. But anyways, she had mentioned that there is somebody that she's interested in from Michelle's season.
Oh, God.
So,
Already?
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, wait, from Michelle's season.
Yeah.
I thought that was about someone from her own season.
No, I believe it's from Michelle's season, yeah.
She has a highlight tab with all the messy people. All the different
Are
songs.
the people messy or is she being messy? When she says 12 days of messy, is it because they were messy or is she deciding to be messy?
Well, what do you
That's my-
think?
I think it's messy AF.
I think she's admitting that she's being messy by doing it.
I see.
Oh, and I was wrong. I stand corrected. Not from Michelle's season, from her own season. So there's somebody from her own season that she's still interested in.
I think it's Michael.
Wait, she already did Michael, though.
I know. Wait,
Oh, that doesn't have to do with the... Okay.
I don't know. But here's the thing. I don't know Katie personally. I've talked to her on Instagram here and there. She is our former Bachelorette. She was in a relationship with Blake. It did not work out. And then immediately, I guess this is her, how she gets over it. I don't know what exactly happened between them. But I'm like, regardless of what happened, it is messy. And, Becca is one of my friends and her.
Yeah, Becca unfollowed her, correct?
Yeah, that's what they
Becca
that
hit her
was-
with the unfollow.
Well,
Yeah,
she did
because-
the I Knew You Were Trouble When You Walked In song for
for
Thomas.
Thomas. And it's like, there were 30 guys on her season. picking someone who's in a relationship, not in let alone a bachelor relationship, that's like uncalled for. It's not even messy in my opinion.
And I'm a
It's
big
uncalled
Thomas
for.
fan. Big Thomas fan.
Yeah.
I feel like after your season, it's like, okay, it's over. Like that's,
Yeah, and also like
why bring Thomas back up? Or
well,
the
but
rest
not
of these
even
guys,
or all these other guys. It's like you sent these guys home. Let me tell you something. If Peter did this, I would have some words from him. I would be like, look here. What you mean? Huh? Why can you say this to me on our one-on-one?
I know. I wonder
what
if
mean?
people are like replying to her or asking her about it.
What?
I don't know. I wonder if people like the guys that see that, if they're like saying anything to her about it.
Well, I think also too, men are just, probably a little more like modest, I think, than women are. I mean, Peter would not dare. He would never, you saw our season. He would not do that to us. We would come for him. So I don't know, but I do hope that whatever validation she wants to get from this, I hope she gets it. Or the people or whatever it is that she's looking for, I hope she's getting it. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. Joe, what do you think? You're kind of quiet over there. What you think about 12 Days of Messy? Let us know.
Like, can you imagine Becca doing that? Like after her season?
I'm kind of I'm kind of with you, Natasha. I just feel like I think it's also, I give her credit. I think it's kind of funny.
It's ballsy. I'll give you that. It's definitely ballsy.
Funny. She's putting herself out there. But I don't know. Like, I wouldn't do it, but she probably wouldn't do half the shit that I do. So I don't know.
Yeah. I gotta ask. I have to talk to like Justin and see what he thinks. The song she put for Justin was real sweet. I was like, okay, that's cute.
So there are probably some good ones. I feel like Michael's was good too.
Oh yeah. No. I don't think she has like, they're not all bad. And like, I want to say that they are not all bad, but Blake's was.
Yeah, number
she
one.
Came in hot. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty soon. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. So I wish her the best, and hopefully
she gets what she wants. Yeah.
After the 12 days of Christmas, she gets what she wants.
Well, yeah, I think. Blake. Well, before we move on, Blake is going to be on Talking It Out. So I wonder if he's going to talk about the 12 days of Messy too.
Yeah,
that'll
maybe
be interesting.
Maybe
I'm
he'll,
definitely going to tune in.
Absolutely.
Give his insight. Okay, great. Number 3, Bachelor Nation breakdown. Michelle makes hard decisions as she narrows it down to 4 guys ahead of hometowns.
I love this episode.
This was a good episode. You want to get into this? So
well,
we got 4
guys
left. 4 guys left, right? We have Joe, Nate, Rodney, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who we're going to talk to later. Great.
Yeah. Okay, so who went home first? Clayton, which...
Did not see that coming.
Okay,
I saw it coming.
Before we get to Clayton, can we talk about these children for 2 seconds?
Obsessed.
My cheeks were hurting as
Luke,
much as I was smiling.
I want Luke to come home with me and just tell me everything.
Like, Luke, what? Those kids.
So cute.
They are the cutest. They were so sweet. When Clayton built that fort, I knew it was going to be him, honey.
They're like his fort building abilities.
Yes.
Winner.
Yes.
He's got big muscles.
Yeah,
They called him future Mrs. Young or future
Mr. Young?
Mr. Young. I'm like, yeah, he is.
No, it was, that piece. The whole time watching this show, watching The Bachelor and Bachelorette, I don't think we've ever had they put so much power into these little humans, and it was so
and they came out
cute.
presented everything, they did so well with it too.
Yeah, they really did. I will say that just with editing, we didn't see a lot of interaction with Brandon and the kids.
Yes.
So I'm wondering how his interaction was. We'll ask him about that later. But
I noticed that.
Yeah, we didn't see him a lot. But
they didn't like Martin.
Oh yeah. Oof.
Well, we'll talk. First, let's talk about Clayton because.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
He
back.
goes on the date.
Yep.
She sends him home.
Yep.
He opens up. But then it's like, okay, he goes home. It sucks. He's upset, and then the next day he's got to read the letters from the kids, and it was like, oh man, this is rough.
Oh, my heart. Yeah.
Right to this heart. Oof.
Yeah, and they're like, we hope one day you meet someone and have kids, but.
And that was definitely that Bachelor setup, right?
Oh, yeah. After he read that and then it showed the next scene with like the farm, I was like, are they about to show Clayton's like intro to his Bachelor season right now? But it was still Michelle in Minnesota. But it was that
tough,
about made me cry, him reading that.
Why do you guys think she sent him home? Because I have my own psychoanalyst.
Like I said, I didn't see it coming.
You didn't see it coming?
I know.
Why?
She wasn't that into him.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it is that
but
simple.
I mean, it is that. I mean, she knew. I think when you like, I think Clayton. I think Clayton was really into her, and I think she knew that, and she probably figured like, there's no way that we're gonna end up together, so I might as well send you home now. That's what I think. I mean, what do you think?
There were some key questions. I think that she really wanted to get there with Clayton, but there were some key questions that she was asking him and things that she was saying. And it just seemed like he was, and even the questions that he would ask her, he was still trying to find his way to this place of not only opening up, which he was starting to do. And I think she felt him kind of lagging more than the other guys. And there was a level of like, I don't know if it's confidence in relationships or in himself or trusting another person, but just from the questions that he would ask her, like, when you were in my position, did you feel like this? Did you feel like that? And it was a little bit of uncertainty, I felt, as a viewer watching it. But then you see people like Nate, you see people like Joe, you know, they're so much, and even Rodney, I think, are so much more confident and firm in themselves and Michelle and the relationship. So I totally was like, yeah, it's like she has other guys who are like, oh, I know this bae. And Clayton kind of still had that little, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
tension.
true. I mean, she
And
can
that's
only
why
pick one. So I guess she just knew, like, it's just not there.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and then T, I'll let you
Definitely.
take the lead because you seem the most enthused about talking about Martin. So, yeah, that one.
It's just like the audacity. Like,
Okay,
not even just that. The fact that what he was saying, my jaw was on the floor. The fact that she confronted him and then he lied about it. And also, I wrote down to Olu, I feel like there is a certain way that you can go to the lead and bring up someone else, because it's normally frowned upon, and as a viewer you're like, oh gosh, don't talk about someone else to the lead. But he did it in such a good way. He was like, I'm just letting you know this is not to benefit me whatsoever, but this dude said this about you and I respect him for saying that. But for Martin to come back and just completely lie about it and then dog her in the car, that's gaslighting, right? That's what he was doing.
well,
He was lying.
Or
He
just
was
another
lying.
form of manipulation, like trying to act like she didn't handle that situation well, and it was just bizarre.
He was just lying, right?
him dogging her in the car, he just looks terrible. Like he does. He just looks bad. Like it's just
And
a
he
bad
said
look.
she's gonna see that you
Right.
lied.
He's probably gonna know it's gonna look bad. That's also him. You know, he probably feels insecure that she sent him home, and that's his way of expressing himself.
Yeah.
Not great.
The only thing that threw me off was that the information that Olu gave Michelle was from so long ago.
What do you
Right?
mean?
Oh wait, how? I thought it was
The-
the
It was that same episode.
day. Yeah.
No, wasn't it about?
Oh, it was from the poem.
I'm saying it was from the poem. It was from like multiple weeks ago. That's what I
But
was
they
like.
were
Why was
talking
he?
about it. They were all talking about
But they
it.
were talking about it right then.
Yeah. Like Martin was referencing when she was talking about that, and that's when he was saying she was immature for not getting over that.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I missed
Yeah.
that. I
Yes.
had it on and I missed that part.
Yeah,
because
like,
I
he
was
brought
like,
it
did
back
he
up.
bring? Okay.
Yes,
Okay, 'cause
Martin brought it up to him.
I didn't catch that because what I was watching, what I thought he was bringing it up from the poem from like a few weeks ago. So I was like, why didn't he just bring that up? If he did
No.
want to bring it up, why wouldn't he have brought it up that day? But that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah,
No.
they all like brought it up again.
Yeah, and I just want to point out too, Olu bringing this up to her was also definitely not about him because, you know, I just have to say it. The underlying thing here is that to say that someone hasn't dealt with what she was talking about in like racial trauma when clearly every single day we're still dealing with it.
Yeah, it's not gone.
Yeah, exactly. So to say that it's immature for her not to deal with this thing that is unfortunately, I don't want to say a lifelong thing, but it's like, it's not that she has to deal with it. It's just it's an acceptance thing in where you are in your life, but you never get over it.
Well, right.
It's
like
something
as a
that
kid,
you have to understand and you're working through and you're understanding. And so I think Olu was also kind of giving her a warning. It's like, I've dated guys outside of my race, and there's an understanding about the Black experience that they have to know or understand in order to properly, for me to feel like I could have children with this person who was going to have a half Black kid or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he just wasn't getting it. And so I was listening to this and I said, "Oh, what?" I said, "Oh no, you're not understanding." So I think that warning also from Olu was like, yo, like pick anybody, but don't pick that guy.
Very true.
And
Very
honestly,
true.
I think she might have picked him too. I think she was really into him still. 'Cause
Martin? Their
But,
conversations have been consistently.
yeah, but she still seemed to be like, I think she was at least attracted to him, because I definitely saw that attraction there. I mean, they were making out.
I saw this interview that she did. I don't know what outlet it was with, but she did an interview and they were like, the first person, when I say their name, what the first thing that comes to mind, and I'm pretty sure, you guys, the nation, come for me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they said Martin's name. This was early on, and she was like sweetheart or something like that. So, whatever impression that he left on her, again, this was a way early on, but clearly it was after taping, right?
Yeah.
So she felt that way. That's her sentiment towards him, I should say.
And like she said too, it was like the conversations he was having with her are one thing, and the conversations
exactly
not with her are different. So maybe she couldn't really see it until then.
So who's the villain? Who's the villain of the season? Would you say Chris S. or Martin? Or the guy that or Jamie.
I don't see. That's what's so crazy. She doesn't even let the villainism come.
She
just
does
cuts
it.
She cuts it. Because even and I think that also just an ode to her. I mean, in my opinion, Martin has probably said worse things about her. Whereas Chris S., I think, it was towards the guys. So
Chris S. just got caught up more in the drama.
Yeah. And I think that, but Martin, I mean, it was a blatant lie. And so I don't know if that's villain. I don't know if that's being a villain, but
I feel like the villain is typically the one that doesn't get along with the other contestants. Yeah. But this is a little different.
It's just cut so quick, but I'm just disappointed in Martin. I mean, this at the beginning in the podcast, Tia, we was rooting for him. We liked him a lot. He was really great. He recovered himself on his one-on-one. I mean, I had high hopes for him, and now, what?
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
He's gone. I think we might see him I think we might see him in Paradise. We also have Rick gone, and then Olude gone too.
Oh yeah, a lot of people went home.
Yes, so Olu left. That hurt, but
that was sad.
I think that he was so special, and I think that his part that he played in this whole entire season of just being so himself, so honest, so just clearly there for Michelle, someone who really seemed like he was there for the right reasons, as we can say. I really have a special place in my heart for Olu.
I love Rick too, man. Rick was consistently great the whole season. I wonder why she didn't walk them out.
Those guys, yeah.
Did she normally walk them out?
I thought that she was going to take a second with both of them. I did think that, but she did not.
Those guys are gone, but I think they're going to both get a lot of love, so I think they're going to be all right. Okay. I think that wraps up the Bachelor Nation breakdown. Should we clickbait of the week?
Yes. So the clickbait of the week, guys, it is not an article. It is all about you, Tia. All about you, Joe. All about, I guess, little old me too. What are we thankful for? And our listeners, I'm going to just jump in here really quick and just say, we started this podcast a year ago, and about a year ago, and we've had our, things that have happened, and we have kind of fallen into a groove, and our listeners have given us great feedback, good and bad. Thank you for listening anyway, and I'm just really grateful to have this space with you guys and come and talk to you guys every week. And Joe, we've been here from the beginning, and you're so funny, and you're just become such a great friend of mine, and I'm really thankful for you. And Tia, jumping in here, smooth, calm, collected, open, letting us know how you feel. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for our producers, everyone who helps us put this thing on, and who deals with I'm not gonna say my BS too when I have it, and just being so understanding. And I'm just so happy. I love this time of year because it's crazy, it's chaotic, but then we have these moments where we can really be thankful and just, give love to the people who need it. And so that's me. But Tia, what about you?
Other than the show, though, what else are you thankful for?
Oh, other than the show, I'm thankful for. Wow, so many lessons this year, so many lessons. And just thinking about last year, wow, just the hunkering down and being alone and having to deal with quarantine, and it feels like a million years ago now for me, at least. Not like this year. Really, I needed it to propel things forward, and I'm really grateful for all the people in my life. I'm also grateful for the people who came and went. I've learned many lessons, and I will never forget them, and I'm just learning how to be a more open person and hone in on the special, the smaller group. I'm always like this person who has so much energy and wants to bring everyone in, but I realized this year that there's a reason why I have a core group of friends, and how I have to really put more energy into that core group of people, and give more love and show more light to my core people that's been in my life for years.
So it's important at the end of the day. Like, the older you get to, I feel like you appreciate that more and understand that.
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful to be here with you guys, of course, to do the podcast. I thought I was just going to do a few episodes on happy hour and then fill in here for a few, but I'm still here. I love it. So much fun with you two. But other than that, of course, like, what I'm thankful for relates back to being in the Bachelor franchise, but I'm extra thankful this year that I get to do this for a living. I get to do social media and get to do this podcast with you guys, because normally as a physical therapist, I would always work on the holidays. And I know you guys know, but I don't know if all the listeners know, my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in March is when he was diagnosed. And this year I'm extra thankful that I don't have to work on Thanksgiving. I don't have to work on the holidays. I can be home with him more. And that, of course, relates back to being on the show and just what came with that. And I'm so thankful just for family. And I'm thankful that God's plan is bigger than my own, and he's the one controlling everything, because I can't do it myself. But I'm just
Jesus,
so thankful.
take the wheel.
Take it. Take it, honey. But yeah, that's about it. Thankful for family.
Yes. Joe?
Yes. So, I'm thankful for me. It's been...
Fuck off.
Yeah, I'm thankful for a lot. This has been, coming off of, 2020, which was such an awful year. This has been, for me at least, has been a great year. Obviously, I'm thankful for you guys, the podcast, everyone that helps us, the producers. I'm thankful that I went back on Paradise. I'm thankful for love. I'm engaged. I'm happy. My friends, family, health. Yeah. And just, I'm with you, T. I used to work every Thanksgiving. So the fact that this show... And I credit it to, the show and our listeners and my followers. Like, it's allowed me to branch out and do other things where I don't have to work in a produce market 10 to 12 hours a day, every day for the holidays. So, it's just, I can't complain. I have a really good life. So, I'm just blessed, and it's great. So I'm going to get I'm gonna get drunk on Thanksgiving, have some fun, eat some turkey.
Are you gonna be in Chicago or Toronto? What are you guys doing?
So what we are doing for our holiday season is Serena's coming because Canadian Thanksgiving is actually in October.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's coming to. We're leaving Toronto, and this is aired Thursday, but we obviously don't do it live. So I mean, you guys probably figured this out by now. But she's coming she's gonna be by me for Thanksgiving, and then we are I'm going by her for Christmas, which I'm very excited for because we're gonna be in Victoria, BC, which is it's beautiful. I've never been there, but it looks beautiful. I've never it's near I'm pretty sure it's right by Vancouver. So that'll be a lot of fun. So that's what we're doing.
Perfect.
What about you, Tia, and your boo?
Taylor is coming home with me for Thanksgiving. He's from California, so instead of him flying all the way back home to only be off work for like 2 days, we're just going to drive to Arkansas, and he gets to meet my fam and hang out there. Yeah.
So wait, you're driving to Arkansas this week?
Yeah. We'll probably go, I don't know, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, have lunch, do all that, and he wants to see like the one local restaurant and bar. In Wiener, and then
How far is the drive?
4 hours.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I'm excited to have him with us.
And Natasha, what are you doing?
I'm going to Michigan to be with my fam. My brother just had a baby as well.
Oh, yeah, that's so exciting.
Yeah, so I cannot wait. It's going to be her first Thanksgiving, so I can't
Snuggle little baby.
Yeah, my nieces, the little ones aren't going to be there, but I'll see them in LA soon. So yeah, it's going to be really great. And our listeners, we want to know what you guys are thankful for as well. I mean, we are so thankful for you. And we love your feedback, the good and the bad. We love it.
Take it all in.
Natasha, if you if you do make it up to Chicago for the weekend, I'll be home. So
no, won't be back in Chicago.
All right, well then you know what? Then I'm not thankful for you. Okay.
But wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Is somebody going to be in LA for the People's Choice Awards?
Oh, yeah.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Okay, well, I'll be there.
Okay. We obviously, we have a lot to be thankful for, and especially our listeners, because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here because no one would be listening, and then nobody would just wouldn't happen. Okay.
Thanks for holding us accountable and all the good things.
Yeah. All right, so it is that time for our guest. I'm so happy to have this guy on. He is so positive, and just when he's on the screen, he's charismatic, charming. Please welcome Brandon to the podcast. I'm going to start this thing off, Brandon. Sorry, at the beginning of the podcast, I called you Brendan. My bad. All right. Oh. So,
ouch. Okay. Yeah. Started
he
off
knew.
hot.
He said,
right.
ouch.
Just stay from the beginning. But no, I know it's Brandon, okay? I watch him. I'm a fan. All right. So, Brandon, welcome. Let's start. Well, first of all, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm doing good. Excited to be here.
You look good. You look refreshed. All right. So
I appreciate it.
Let's start.
I took a shower, so.
Good for you. I'm glad. Where are you in the world? You're Portland, right?
Yeah, I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Is that where you were born, raised?
I'm born, raised, 27 years.
Nice. You like it there?
Yeah, I love it here. I love the people. I love the culture. Things can get intense sometimes, but
I've never
Portland,
been.
So, it's weird. Yeah.
It's weird?
Keep Portland weird. Oh, yeah, keep Portland weird. Yeah, you'll see some of the weirdest things. Yeah.
Did you ever watch the show Portlandia?
Oh, of course.
That's a great show.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate, too.
Is it? Yeah,
it's kind of scary. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of or been to the restaurant? It's called Ava Jean's.
Oh, of course.
Is it good?
It's really good. I like bigger portions or kind of a little bit smaller portions, but
those fancy places.
I'm an eater. Yeah, the fancy places get you.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna probably get yelled at for talking about restaurants and not to do it every episode. All right. So let's start at the beginning. You show up. On a bed. Let's talk about how you felt the first time you talked to Michelle, how nervous you were, etc. Like that first night.
Yeah, so I think, well, first off, rolling on a bed, it can go one of two ways. It can go either like south or it can go great. So thank God it went great. Um, but yeah, so I was confident. I was so confident going in. I was like, you know what? I have to rock it. Like I have to bring the confidence. And as soon as I saw her, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm a scared little kid now. I have no clue what to do. And she was just glowing in her dress. And I was like, yeah, I don't even think I said my name. I think I just went straight to the line. And it was just like, I was
Wait,
like,
what
oh
was
yeah,
your
later.
line that you said?
Oh, I said, I wanted to show you a glimpse of what it'd be like waking up next to me every morning.
So slick.
So
So
good.
slick.
So good.
You know, this is
and
what
she's like, what's your name?
Yeah.
you're good. You're good at being smooth, and then when you fuck it up and you're not smooth and it goes south, you're good at being charming about that. Which
Yeah.
in turn, that's a
It's a
I
good
was gonna
great
say-
quality to have.
Yeah.
Great quality.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's just pretty much my life. Like I try to be smooth, and then I end up fucking it up or something, and then I'm like, okay, yeah,
I
I'm
can
just-
relate.
yeah.
I can relate. Okay, so what made you want to go on the show in the first place, and how did you get on the show?
Yeah, so it's actually a little bit of a wild story, but I've only seen, one season, and that was the Matt James season. And so I was told, like, people who watch it, like, hey, you got to pick your favorite and then see if they go to the end. So I was like, okay, my favorite's Michelle, basketball player, cutie, everything like that. And, I'm working one day, and this is like, I think they're closing it off. I was the last one to be on the show. And they're like, my roommate came up to me and was like, hey, we'll let you know, like, Michelle's going to be a Bachelorette. I think you should sign up. And I looked at him, I said, no. And, 3 days go by and he comes back to me and he's like, hey, no, really, like, I filled out most of it. Just honestly, like, put a couple pictures in it. And
What a good
send
friend.
it. Yeah. And I was,
Why do
I
you
was-
think he did that?
I don't, he believed in me and I didn't even believe in myself. I was like,
Okay.
okay, I look like I'm 17 years old, first off. So there's
Had he
no
seen
way.
the show?
Like,
Like, was he familiar with the show?
yeah, he was familiar with the show. He was the one who told me, like, hey, you got to pick, your favorite person and then see if they go to the end or whatever.
Did you guys like have
And-
watching parties together? Did you watch it together?
No. I mean, like,
can admit it if
switching
you did.
between, okay, a little bit sometimes.
Men are always like, no, I didn't like the show. My sister
never.
did.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Everyone gets sucked
And-
in. It's fine.
Yeah, you get sucked in a little bit. And, well, it's because, like, Michelle kept going. And I was like, okay, now I'm sucked in. Like,
I
I'm
gotta
going to see if
see
she goes
if
all.
she-
Yeah,
I
I got to
like
see
that.
now.
I like that you
Yeah.
knew you were going for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was like, hey, you liked her. Like, she's going to be on The Bachelorette. You might as well. And he's like, you guys would have a lot in common. So, signed up and then
It worked.
blink of an eye, just on the show.
You're
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
Just
I was
okay.
actually at the gym and I got a call and they're like, all right, you got to get this ready, packed up, everything. I was like, wait, am I on the show? And they're like, oh yeah, did no one tell you? You're the last one. And I was like,
Wow.
Wow.
okay. So I left the show and I was like, wow, I'm going to have to go get clothes. So I was so excited. So
Wow.
Crazy.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
guess they didn't do in-person interviews or anything.
no, it was
With
all Zoom,
COVID.
just
Yeah, it's different now.
Yeah.
different
All right,
now.
so you've been, I would say you've been one of the stronger contenders on the show, but you haven't really been involved. There's been a good amount of drama between the guys, and you really haven't been
Yeah.
involved in that. Were you at all, or were you just like maybe we didn't see some of it, or are you just totally out of it? And how did you stay out of it?
I mean, I stayed out of it. Like I was always told, growing up, just kind of like watch from the back. Usually the loud people want to, start the drama and be up front. So I'm like, all right, go for it. Like that's just not me, I guess. And yeah. So when Peter threw, Will's jacket in the pool, I did go up to Michelle that night. I had a rose and we had a good connection already. So I was like, hey, like I know you trust me. I trust you. I just want to let you know, like, this happened. I'll let these two people talk about it. But yeah, I 3 days before when I found out Peter threw the jacket in the pool, I actually pulled Peter aside and I was like, hey, you have 3 days to tell Michelle or I'll tell Michelle. And then, because, it wasn't, like, of course, Will's my boy, but it was more like Michelle gifted that to Will. So that was like her trophy to give.
Right.
And then Peter just disrespected that. So then I felt involved because, I was starting to get a connection with Michelle, and I realized like that was disrespectful to Michelle because she chose Will, and just because, you know, I don't know.
Right. Hold him
So
accountable.
you hate Peter.
I don't hate Peter. I don't hate Peter.
Joe's such an instigator.
He is.
I was gonna
Don't
say
mind
Joe
him.
just came out. He's like, you hate Peter.
So Peter's
you hate Peter.
yeah. Well,
yeah. I didn't agree with a lot of the things. Pretty much 99% of the things that he did.
mm-hmm.
I do like pizza. That's the only thing we had in common. I do like pizza.
Yeah, so do I.
So Joe, so Joe asked this question to us earlier of who we think the villain of the season is, because there's been a few different people. I'm going to ask you that question. Who do you think, if you had to pick one of all the dramas?
Man, you guys are getting me in trouble. See, this is why I stay in the back.
You're not in the back anymore.
He's like, I didn't have drama all season, and now y'all make me talk.
Yeah. So I think, you know what, it would be definitely Peter and Jamie.
Peter and Jamie.
Okay. I think those two would be the villains.
What about
I think,
Martin?
you know, see, the thing is, like, I didn't know a lot about what happened because I wasn't really on those dates, or like I didn't hear about it, or
and it was like involved directly with Michelle and not really with the guy.
Yeah, because you know, coming back from my OneonOne, the next day, all the guys came back, and I'm like, this is before my OneonOne. All the guys came back, and they were like, "Do you notice someone missing?" And I'm looking around the room. I'm like, "No." It's the same group of guys. I'm like,
didn't even notice his ass.
Yeah, the blonde hair. Like, yo, where's Martin? And yeah, so I mean, yeah, all that happened behind the scenes. And Michelle, she was celebrating my birthday when Martin came down and talked about, you know, like, yeah, the miscommunication or whatever. So
yeah,
you know, I wasn't really too involved in that, but yeah, after seeing what Jamie said about me, and then, you know, Peter
does it
that,
surprise you to see like some of the conversations air on TV that you didn't know about?
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of weird because, you know, like, you only know your portion, and so this is kind of see like everyone's portion, everyone's connection, everything like that. And I mean, the deeper you go, you kind of understand that everyone's having, you know, a similar connection that you're having. But before, like, I wasn't on the day when Peter threw the jacket. That's wild to me. And I didn't know Jamie, you know, pulled someone aside and
said,
you know, said,
it's wild to
said
watch
what he
back.
said. So it was wild to watch back. So, but
who are you closest with in the house?
So Will was my best friend. Daniel was my best friend in the house, and then Clayton. Once we got to Minnesota, me and Clayton were best friends throughout the entire, throughout. So those three were definitely like the homies, ride or die.
Were you surprised?
Of course, Rodney. Surprised what?
To see Clayton go home.
See, that's the thing, is like, I didn't know their relationship.
Yeah.
It's like I thought it was good and like, and everything, but that's the thing, is like, you don't know.
Seeing someone's suitcase roll away, you're like, oh man.
That's a little bit different. And you know, it was portrayed really well, like, because Clayton finally came out of his shell fully in Minnesota. Like, once we went to the Viking Stadium, this man changed. He was a whole different person.
I saw that on screen,
Yeah, when he started screaming, I looked at him, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm out of my element.
Where's this been?
Like, I need a basketball court. I can't get tackled by this guy. You know what I mean? So
you have a lot of you got a lot of big guys on your season. They're all like Nate's like 6'8", right?
Yeah, Nate's 6'8", huge. Clayton's like 6'5", 6'6", like 250. See, okay, walking in the first night, I was like, I'm going home. I walked down, and Nate was sitting down, and then he stood up, and I'm standing there. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then Clayton's there. Chris G was there. He's like 6'6", 6'7". And I'm looking out, they're grown men. They have beards. And I've been working on this since I was 2, man. I've been working on this forever.
So is 2.
But you know what? You're so funny.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, personality goes so far. Definitely. So clearly you're in the top 4, you know?
Yeah, you're good looking too.
Well, you're not a toad.
Thanks,
like,
But I'm just talking about as far as like these guys you're talking about their size, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, like, for guys, like, you know, it's kind of like how you compare. You like, you walk up and you're like, okay, like, I'm just hey, Brandon from Portland, what's up? I promise I'm not 17. I promise I'm not.
Well, you get a one-on-one this week, and some of the other guys who were really big did not get a one-on-one this week. So, tell us about your one-on-one. It was so funny. It was so funny. I was like, oh my God, the parents.
Yeah, so that was the first time I've ever like felt like my soul leave my body is when the parents came. Like, just because I'm in the car and Michelle's like, my parents aren't home. Don't worry. You're not gonna meet them today. I'm like, wow. Like,
oh, thank God.
I already feel so special. Like, walking through. I get to see her childhood home, everything like that. I'm like, wow, this is like the most amazing time. She's like, hey, you want to go swimming? I'm like, okay, yeah. I didn't bring swim trunks.
In her dad's swim trunks.
It's like, don't worry, my dad has a couple swim trunks. Like, let's go get a pair. So I'm grabbing a pair, throw them on, and I'm like, wow, these feel great.
You're like in her parents' bedroom.
Parents are gone, exactly. So when I was telling you, like, I felt like the boyfriend who like snuck over and like, like that's what it felt like. I'm like, okay,
shoot.
Yeah,
and you guys are and then you guys are in the hot tub. You're having a good time. You're making out, doing whatever, and then the parents walk in, which. At the time, I know it has to be embarrassing and rough, but I actually would have preferred that because I feel like that really just breaks the ice. Then it's like,
right there.
Yeah, like you're all like, it's awkward, but it's funny. So
it's not gonna get any more awkward than this.
Describe that moment for us.
Yeah, so, first off, I'm holding their daughter on my lap in a hot tub, kissing her. So that already is, like if I was a parent, I'd be like, yeah, you better let go of my daughter.
Sir, back up.
Sir, back up. And so when I saw him, I kind of was like, oh, hey guys. And I just like tossed her.
Off.
Yeah, I was like,
throw her
me with her,
outside.
never. Yeah, take her. Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. But I think, like that right there, I was like, okay, it can't get worse until I stood up. And then he just kind of looked down and was like, those look familiar. And I'm just in his swim trunks. So from that point, of course, it broke the ice. And I'm so happy. Like, how many people get to meet the parents like that? Never.
That's so special.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very special. And and then.
Did you have underwear on?
I did not know.
Oh, that's risky.
He's got to get rid of those swim trunks.
Oh,
yeah.
You owe that man a pair of swim trunks.
Yeah, I definitely owe him a pair of swim trunks. I definitely keep it on my radar for sure. But, I think later on that night too, he was like, "Yeah, you can keep these swim trunks. Like, I don't want these bags."
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Did you keep them?
Yeah. Huh?
Did you keep the swim trunks? Do you still have them?
I think they're somewhere, or he has. I don't know if I left them. I don't know. Maybe it's like a little souvenir.
Yeah.
He just looks at it and he's like, wow, this kid, man. This kid.
So wait, but then you go and have an actual hard, real conversation with them, and you ask for their daughter's hand in marriage.
That was very cool.
That's a bold move. So, man, I respect it. So what was that like?
Yeah, so that's just kind of me. It's just like I was so invested in Michelle, and I realized like I don't know where I'm gonna be in this process. I don't know her feelings with like the other guys or their connection, and so I realized like this was an opportunity I wasn't gonna let go. And just being an old soul that I am, like my parents hands down were like always ask the parents hand in marriage, like always.
I love that.
Like just a respect thing, like that. Those are the people who raised this amazing woman. So I was like, hey, when am I gonna get another chance? And so went a little bit off script. They called it Brandon's going rogue.
I love the way you worded it though too. You were like, if I'm lucky enough to get to be at the end, I just wanted to ask you guys this, and it was
it was
perfect.
Yeah.
They didn't seem like shocked or put off or anything. They were like, yeah, well, you think you're great if it gets to that point, go for it.
That again,
you took a risk and it worked.
That was just me. Yeah. So that's just me. I told Michelle like, hey, like, do you think I just went off like, hey, do you think I can talk to your parents? And she was like, okay, bye. And so
really
talk to them.
Moment.
And
the bracelet was really cute too. Like you knew she had something planned for you, so it made you feel special, but you were like, I have something special planned for her too. I really like that.
Yeah, so my mom actually made that before I went on the show, and she was like, "If this is your person, have her wear the bracelet, and then if we get to meet her, if we're lucky enough to meet her, then and I see that bracelet,
Oh, I
I'll give
can't
you the
wait to
same
see
love that I
Hometown.
give you."
Oh, I
Yeah,
can't wait to see your mom's
Yes.
reaction.
Okay.
Oh, that's so sweet.
yeah.
All right. Well, without spoiling too much,
Yeah.
what can you tell us about your hometown date? But obviously, don't spoil too much.
Yeah, not spoiling too much. We do something that I grew up doing with my brother. Obviously, I was extremely, extremely rusty. I haven't done it for a while. But, it's something that me and my brother took off with, and then my family started getting involved in supporting us, and my mom started taking us to like places. Without spoiling too much, she started taking
Well,
us
now
to,
I want.
now
Now you're
I
like
wanna
killing
know.
me with the suspense. What is this? You
what
gotta give us a
is
clue.
it?
Give me a clue what this is. A little clue.
it has 4 wheels and you ride on it.
Okay.
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 I
Okay.
can probably
Okay.
figure this
Okay.
out.
So yeah,
Okay.
you'll figure it out later on. But just like, mom, dad took us to all the competitions, got us there, supported us, would sit in the parking lot while we went and did this activity to wait for us. Cause we were young and so they didn't want to leave us. So my mom would just sit there, read a book for a couple hours while we did this activity.
Thing. Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like you have to get through my parents and you have to get through my brother. Like those are the 3 people who like know me in and out and can confirm like this is just me. Like I wear my heart on my sleeve. I go all out. I'm an old soul on top of that, even though I look young. And those are like the 3 people I can lean on and have leaned on my entire life. So
Were they surprised when you went on the show?
Your fam.
yeah, so my fam, they joke first, they want to see, they want to see my reaction. I don't know, that's just what they do. But they show through action. So they'll joke with me, they'll laugh and be like, "You're going on the show." "No, you're not." Stuff like that.
Yeah, my family's the same way.
Yeah, and then my mom and dad are like, "Okay, let's go shopping. We're gonna go with you. We're gonna pick out like what suit you're gonna wear and
Oh, that's
everything like
awesome.
that." And they just do things like that. My mom made the bracelet, so it's like they do it through action and then they joke with the words. So
Yeah.
it was like it was all love from them. So
Have they been
Nice.
watching it back with you? Have you been watching it like with them together?
yeah, I have. Those are the people who roast me the most. So that night one, rolling up in the bed, they're all looking at me like, "Oh my gosh, this is our son." Like I wouldn't have expected any other thing other than him rolling up on a bed.
How do you feel about watching? Like, I know it's weird. Like the first time you watch yourself back. Like, how do you feel about watching yourself back?
I'm corny. I am
Dude.
so corny, man.
It works though.
Gosh.
Yeah, no, it's working. Listen, you come off very charming, so it's working.
Yeah,
for
you
you
do.
Keep doing it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, like, I try to be suave or smooth or whatever, and I'm just this dorky kid at heart. And so I just like watching
Yeah.
that back, just corny.
That was the
Just
first thing
saying.
I wrote about you. I'm like, this dude is so corny, but it is so smooth. I freaking love
Oh
it.
my gosh. Hey, I'm glad you guys think it's smooth. I'm glad something's happening. This is just me, man. So
And
great.
it comes off that way. You seem very genuine, and I think that those are the people who, for the most part, make it far on the show, because regardless of what their personality is, they show who they really are. And I think that people have a good grasp of like who you are. When you ate the fish thing, I was like, oh,
I'm so
I was like,
traumatized.
yeah, that was
rough.
that, like, I feel like every person has like a moment for me in the season. That was my moment for you. I was like, oh, Brandon went for it. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so so that was like a little behind the scene where me and Michelle like made eye contact. I'm looking at her, I'm like, "I will only do this once for you. Like I will do this for you. I'll try and eat this entire fish, but like I can't do this again." And so that's why she did the whole Swedish fish and everything like that.
Yeah, that was so
So
sweet.
That was
I'm
nice.
on this. Yeah.
You were like,
so-
please don't say it's fish. And she was like, well.
Yeah. Well,
It is.
yeah. Oh my
It was
gosh.
good.
I remember I was shaking in that moment. I was like, please, I can't even smell fish right now. I don't have anything to do with fish right now. So
Oh, that's great.
uh,
That's great.
yeah, it was good stuff. So
Do you have a favorite group date so far?
favorite group date. I think favorite group date was definitely the poetry date.
Mm.
Oh, that one was
Um,
cool.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Super deep.
Were you
Teacher
on the
one-
basketball? Were you on the basketball one?
No, I unfortunately was on the teacher one trying to spell and do math.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You were funny in that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Did you
man,
spell
that-
protein wrong? Was that you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I love it. And she called your ass out too.
Yeah, she literally looked at me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this man cannot spell." I was like, "I'm going home." After spelling
She can
protein
teach
wrong,
you.
I was like, "I'm going home." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Oh shoot.
no, the poetry one, like the guys who took it serious, like Chris G, his poem was amazing.
Mhm.
Romeo had a great poem. Leroy had an amazing poem. Malik, like I think that was my best. That was my favorite one because like you got to see guys open up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
except for Chris G, he kills
Isn't he a
it.
motivational
absolutely-
speaker or something?
Yeah, he like does
Yeah,
it for a living.
He does
yeah.
it for a living. Yeah, so
He
yeah,
loves
see,
the writer,
Bit of an
too.
advantage.
Oh, Rudy. Oh, he was like the LeBron James for me. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
Kobe or whatever of poetry. So
Did you
and
see that
meeting him.
LeBron James penalty last night or the foul last night?
Oh.
I did
Man,
not.
busted
Missed that
guy's
one.
eye
Yeah.
open.
That guy, yeah, that
Don't
guy
know
wanted
about that one.
blood.
Oh,
That
that
guy
was
wanted- yeah.
bad. I was like,
Oh
fuck.
man.
But yeah, this is the
yeah,
wrong
go
podcast
sports.
for that
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah,
Wrong
yeah,
podcast,
exactly.
yeah.
exactly.
All right,
you
well-
guys can throw out later. Yeah.
Brandon, we have a lot coming from you. I'm looking forward to seeing next week. But before we let you go, are you down to play a game?
Oh, always.
All right,
Honey.
let's do it.
Now this
As long as
is,
it doesn't involve fish, I'm
No.
okay. Okay.
No, that's our
Alright.
first question. What's your favorite type of fish? No, I'm kidding. This game is called Bachelorette Superlatives, and we're gonna ask you some questions about the guys in the house, and this is just your opinion, Brandon's
alright.
opinion. Okay,
Anybody
Brandon's
from the
opinion, all
cast.
anybody at all.
Okay.
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 Who is the best dresser?
Leroy,
Who is the funniest?
Rodney,
He's pretty
He
funny.
is funny.
Who's the best dancer?
oh man, I'm gonna have to go with Clayton. It's
Really?
like a weird, funny dance. Yeah, it's like a weird.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a stiff, like.
Michelle
funny,
said
like,
that
weird-
too, though. Michelle's like, he's a good dancer. He's
What?
a surprisingly good dancer.
I
Yeah.
feel like he'd be
Yeah.
stiff. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Okay, we got to watch out for his dance moves.
He tries. Yeah, he tries. It looks good.
Okay, in your opinion, who is the one that would most likely stay out all night and party?
Ooh. Oh wow. I'd have to say probably Nate. Nate.
Party
Oh.
boy. Nate's the party boy.
I don't know,
Okay.
party boy, but just like night owl. You know
Yeah,
what I
night
mean?
owl.
Like this
Okay.
man, yeah, night owl.
I hear you. Okay. And who is the one who sleep by 8 p.m.? Who's going to sleep early?
Oh, Joe. 100% Joe. 100%
respect
Joe. Yeah, Joe up at like 5 a.m. in bed by 8 p.m. 100%. Or taking a nap through the day. Yeah, love that kid, man.
Who can eat the most? Who's the most hungry?
Olu. You
He's
see
like,
that man?
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's big.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big man. Yeah, that's
Who's
a
the
big man.
loudest?
The loudest. I mean, is this like out of everyone? Because Peter already left, yeah?
Yeah, out of
Yeah,
everybody.
everyone.
Everybody.
Okay,
He was
oh,
definitely
this,
the loudest.
oh, Peter, 100% the loudest, 100%. You can hear Peter's voice from across the hall, 100%. Always talking.
Okay. Which of the guys had the best bromance?
Oh, Rodney and Nate.
Oh, they're just gonna bro out. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure the kid said like they share the same toothbrush or something like that.
Stop.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I
is
can see that.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That is
they
hilarious.
were-
Okay, I have one more for you.
Okay.
Who is the messiest?
Yeah, speaking of messy.
I was gonna have to say probably myself. Like if you see me,
Don't
if
say
you see
it.
me, yeah. Well, I mean, every time I ate, I spilled on myself. Like I was just like like it was just food. Okay, not like room wise or anything like that, but like food. Like you'll see me change my shirt like 3 times out of the day because I stained my white shirt a couple times, just spilling everything on myself for some reason. So
You know,
I
We
what?
didn't
100%.
notice, so
You know what?
Okay, cool.
I did
Yeah.
notice someone had a stain on their shirt, on one episode, but I don't remember who. And I don't know if it was you or not, but I really don't remember who. But I was just like, oh, what were they eating? I literally remember thinking that. But I don't think it was you.
It was probably me. It was probably me. Because, like,
it was.
Yeah, someone in the back had a Tide, stain remover just for me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because, like I'd be eating and I'd be talking to people and I'd be leaning back and laughing.
You're excited.
Rodney,
Yeah.
You're excited, you're hungry. I get
excited
it.
and hungry, yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
all right,
Ronnie cracks
Brandon,
a joke. Yeah, so.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Hey, no,
Can't
I
wait to
appreciate
see
you
it.
guys.
Yes,
It's been a pleasure.
tell our listeners where they can find you on social media.
Yeah. Oh, find me on social media. BMac Jones.
Don't give him your address, Brandon.
Yeah, no.
You can find me here in Portland, North.
Yeah. B-Mac Jones. Well, thank you so much.
Jones.
I'm so excited to see next week. More to come.
More to come.
Okay, wait. Just for our listeners here, if you can describe
Go for
your hometown date in one word, what would you say?
God, wow, it's put me on the spot. I have no idea. I would say beautiful. I'd say beautiful.
Oh, okay. That's what we're looking forward to. A beautiful time. Great. That's amazing.
Beautiful time.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything.
All right, have a good holiday.
Thank you.
Hey,
Happy
you as well.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
I love him.
Oh, he's so
great.
sweet.
Parisa
He's
told me
so
that he
nice.
was her favorite.
Oh, really?
Because I was talking about
we'd
how
love to
corny
hear
he
that.
was on Instagram, and she was like, love him. He's my favorite.
On Instagram?
Yeah,
You
I
mean,
was like,
his Instagram is corny or on the show?
no, on the show. Like, I was just talking about, I guess it was the first night, second episode. I don't know. I was like, this dude is so corny, but I love it.
I will say that boxing date when he did that move, I was
So,
like,
so
oh,
what
good
do we
strategy.
think? Do we think he's the guy?
I think she's so smitten with him. I don't know if I've just been so focused on like her and Nate's
I think she likes him too,
connection. Yeah, she really likes him.
Yeah.
I think she really likes him too. I think that I think the one thing that I like about their connection that is, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I think he puts in just as much as she puts in, and I don't know, like other relationships, other people put more in than she does. She puts in more. Another, you know what I mean? Like
I think
feel
she
like
even
they have
said
a
that too.
very
Like she noticed
even-
that too.
Yeah, it's very even. It's like he'll say something and then she'll say something, or she'll say something. You know, like they seem like they would be great partners, 50-50 relationship as far as emotionally. You know, from what I see from their relationship, I see that.
I agree with that. I think you're pretty dead on with that.
Yeah.
So I love that for them.
So cute. Can't wait to watch next week.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you to our listeners and thank you to Brandon. We are casting for the upcoming seasons of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Head to bachelornation.com/apply to nominate yourself or someone else.
Yes, and as always, make sure to subscribe and submit all your burning questions. Check us out on social and like, comment, DM us. You know where to find us at ClickbaitBN on Instagram, Batch Nation on Twitter, and Bachelor Nation on Facebook and TikTok.
And share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you guys are looking at this week. Subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Wondery app, or wherever you guys are listening right now. See you guys next week. Happy holidays.
Bye.
Peace.